Hey guys, welcome to another video, and today we're going to be talking about who should definitely 100% take the GRE or GMAT. Now, I've been telling you guys so much that you don't need to take these tests, but there are some exceptional cases that I have personally come across working with so many applicants that, all right, you know what, man, you need to take the test. So some people, they absolutely have to take the test, and I'll tell you, if you fall into that category, I'll just name those categories for you, and I hope that it'll help you clarify whether you need to take the test or not. Alright, so without further ado, let's begin the video. So the first kind of people are the ones who are applying to very specific universities. Hey, I want to apply only to universities in the California area, or I want to apply to UC Berkeley. It has to be UC Berkeley, and I know that UC Berkeley has waived off the GRE for many programs, but let's say that there's some program called as aerospace engineering, and they're not waiving it for that program, and you have to apply to that program. Well, then you need to take the test. Some universities, and if you're very particular about these universities, that hey, I want this particular university only, and I need to apply to it, and maybe there's 2 or 3 of those that are not waiving it off, then you have to take the test. Okay, so that's point number 1, the people who are applying to specific universities. Point number 2 are the people who have too many constraints. All right, now a lot of you guys, when we do the profile evaluation and university shortlisting for them, and by the way, it's a service on ymgrad.com where I personally help you select the right mix of universities for ambitious, moderate, and safe, such that you essentially secure at least a few admits, and at the same time you can apply to ambitious ones. Now this is based on the previous admits that we received, just to make sure that you are only putting your money into the right baskets. You don't want to apply to the wrong kind of universities. Now when we do that, usually, right, I come across a lot of people who have too many constraints at times. For instance, I came across recently a few people who had these constraints. Number 1, STEM MBA. Now there's only about 40 or 50 universities in the US which give out a STEM MBA program. Okay, we'll build a list on it for you guys, but still, right now it's not there. So STEM MBA. Number 2, they have less than 2 years of work experience. Now a lot of universities who already offer STEM MBA, they're not waiving the GRE to begin with. Secondly, when they're waiving it off, they're waiving it off on a condition that hey, you must have at least 4 or 5 years of work experience. Again, you have to filter out that university. It cannot be included in the list, right? So for people who have too many constraints, right, another case that I can tell you about is we did the shortlisting for a program which was supply chain management. It was not industrial engineering. It was only MS in supply chain management. It had to be that, right? And a lot of universities for that, they were not waiving it off. So some programs, they are very, very peculiar, right? So in that case, when you have too many constraints, you need to take the test. It's probably for the best. Okay, number 3, again, stemming from the point number 2, is when you're applying to specific programs, like I said, SCM, some specific programs which are not waiving off the GRE or the GMAT based on, maybe they need your, work CGPA to be higher than, 3.5 or something like that. So it's gonna be very, very difficult in that case if you do not check all the boxes. Okay, so yes, keep that in mind. The next thing, and this is the last point, guys, number 4, is the people who are applying for spring or fall 2022 and later, of course. So people who are applying to these terms, do not risk it. I repeat, I've told this in my previous videos also. I was the first one to tell you, hey, take advantage of these GRE waivers, and a lot of people did. A lot of people did. Like people who were literally, who had given up on their dream to go overseas and study abroad, they used this. They used the fall 21 term, and it was the right decision because they could have, right? They could make sure that they don't have to take the GRE GMAT test. They don't have to put in 4 or 5 months of preparation, and without it, they are just about to fly out now in August. So yes, they did. But if you're applying for later terms, and by the way, right now you still have time. If you want to apply till April, fall 2021 is available. You can skip the GRE by all means. But if you are applying for later terms, I cannot guarantee you that as many universities will actually continue to waive it, because a lot of universities are reinstating it, as per my conversations with the university teams as well, and at the same time, as per the information on the websites as well, a lot of them have already reinstated the requirement in fall 2021 as well. So in that case, if you're going for further terms, 2022, any term or later, I would recommend taking the test. Of course, if something like that changes, if universities continue to keep waiving it, I'll be the first one to tell you. I promise you that. I promise you. But for now, don't risk it. Continue to study for the tests, and make sure they take it within the next 3-4 months. It shouldn't be that hard. Trust me, guys. A lot of people used to do it It's just one or two terms that the university has waived it. Don't take it for granted. Don't think that it is not important. It is definitely important. Okay. Alright, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like the content, the genuine content that I'll bring to you in the next videos as well, you should hit the subscribe button. It'll really help me out. At the same time, I look forward to seeing you in the next one. If you have any queries, you can reach out to me on Instagram. Have a good day. Bye. Take care.